The ever capable and always culpable Constable Finstable.
Thank you for joining us once again for another exciting edition of the ever capable and always culpable Constable Finstable. That's me. Sorry, Assistante, I nearly stepped on your foot. Thank you all once again for joining us. Today, we're going to have some food for Lenten observance. Those of you who cannot eat meat on Fridays. We're going to make a special tuna salad that you can use with macaroni or make sandwiches. So, as you can see, we've got all different kinds of num-nums and accoutrements, as they say in France, which means like accessories. And so we're going to cut up some onion, some celery, and we've got some ready-made tomato and some lettuce to the ready as well. First and foremost, we're going to take our onion and cut it in 1/8 inch slices. Then we're going to make small pieces out of them. Remember, if you cut your onion just right, you should be able to get small pieces just on the merit of how thinly you've sliced your onion. And as usual, be safe. Make sure there's no children around when you're using a knife, and always be observant of your own fingers. And make sure, as usual, that your hands are clean and good to go. So, we are going to move some of this onion into the first batch of tuna here. The other one will be for a separate batch. And if it had children, it would be a son of a batch. So much for American satire. Moving along, we've got our celery. We're going to cut it in smaller pieces to make it easier to work with. Then you're going to cut small strips out of the smaller pieces. If you have the room, you can use the entire cutting board to do the same. Once again, small pieces. To where they're approximately 1/8 of an inch in cube. Once again, be careful of your fingers. Some for the separate batch. Always be careful of your knife. And now the rest of the celery for the primary batch. One of the reasons it's primary to me is because I will be eating it today, because I too observe Lenten observance. Right. Got your celery to the ready, or close to. Quite a bit of meticulous work to cut all these celeries and onions, yes? But we will not require a part 2, I guarantee you. We're going to get right to the plan of the day, and here we go. We're going to put our reserve to the side, and we're going to add our celery to the primary batch. Now, as you can see, the tuna has already been spun, if you would. That means you take a fork or a spoon, like this one here, and you drag it around and around and around to break it down. Then you will add some pepper. I like it with a little kick. Some salt. A little bit of lemon juice. These are all optional items. If you choose not to have one or the other, then God bless you. Relish. Yes, I quite agree. Liquid smoke. A bit of hot sauce. a bit of ranch dressing, about a tablespoon. And then some mayonnaise. Right. Then, when you're ready, have it a bit of a stir. I also prefer tuna salad to be somewhat malleable, viscous. Some, on the other hand, like my beloved assistant, like it rather dry, if you would. Yes, I quite agree. This is going to be delightful. Got a catchphrase, anyone? Delightful. And a cough. As you can see, this is about medium viscosity. Should have a nice pungent affect to it. You may add other things like dill pickle, for example, which we don't have, sorry. Or those nice pre-prepared pickled chips. As you can see here too, we've got 4 slices of bread. Then you're going to apply some of your mixture to one of the slices. Which will provide you enough for at least 2 to 4 sandwiches. Then you're going to spread it out. Yeah. Then you'll add a slice or so of the tomato. And last but not least, the lettuce. Entertain you. And you're going to make sure that you place your accessories on the side with the tuna already affixed. That way, you're not fighting with it, trying to get it back on the bread. As you can see, this is quite a bit of lettuce. I prefer that. It's a good thing. Then you will apply the secondary slice of bread over the top. Crunch it down to a slight extent. The other piece of bread for the other sandwich. And if you're very clever, you can actually cut it in half, sometimes diagonal. It's a consideration for smaller children. When you are done with its preparation, as a final serving suggestion, you may add the chips of potato, or in England as known as crisps. Delightful. If there's any questions, please feel free to leave comments where it says comments. As usual, thank you for joining us. Have a great day. God be with you, peace be to you, and be safe all the way across the board. And we will see you in the next thrill-packed episode of the ever-capable and always culpable Constable Finstable.
The ever-capable and always culpable Constable Finstable.